Welcome everybody to another episode of Fantasy News. I am your disheveled goblin host, Daniel Green, and today I'm still getting a little bit over this head cold, so I'm taking it low-key. We're just gonna have a nice Fantasy News. It's gonna be relaxed, it's gonna be chill, because I just took a 2-hour nap and I'm still kind of tired. So let's go ahead and jump on into the Fantasy News of today. The first and biggest story, no doubt, is going to be that the Rhythm of War cover has officially been released. That's right, the cover of the 4th book for the UK edition of the Stormlight Archive is out, and it looks spectacular, certainly keeping in the theme of the other UK covers for the Stormlight Archive. As you can see, I have them on the screen here, and I like the pairing. It continues it on quite nicely and has me even more hooked than before, if that was possible. I don't know if it was or is, but hey, I'm here for it. I'm totally down. Rhythm of War, Rhythm of War, Rhythm of War. I just said we were gonna keep it low key. Sorry about that. Thank you, God, for tea. We also got another blog post from author George R.R. Martin, who emphasized yet again that the only thing he is currently writing is The Winds of Winter, as well as being involved in a couple of projects that are going on over at HBO. So he has a full plate still, but he certainly wants to emphasize to his fans, yet again, the only thing he's really working on, paying a lot of attention to, is Winds of Winter. And he went over what he's reading. It's just a cool little blog post, and I know some people want to know whenever he puts these out, and they don't want to be in his newsletter. So hey, there you go. He put another one there, and of course, like everything I talk about today, it's linked right down there in the description, and go ahead and check it out, as well as anything else I talk about here today as well. Also, if you want to support his kind of bookstore, he has links to it, and he's saying he's still paying his employees, so if you buy from his bookstore online, you're helping that kind of whole process stay in shape, and maybe help support his employees and himself as well, because I'm sure he's bleeding money with the actual store being closed right now, but, you know, still trying to actually keep everyone solvent. So I would recommend, hey, if you want to help the guy out, check out his bookstore online too. And we also got a new Daniel Abraham epic fantasy novel confirmed for 2021. The book is not yet named, but it is the first in a trilogy set during a tumultuous year in a single city. Each book in the trilogy will explore these events from a different perspective. Abrams is previously known for writing the Long Price Quartet and The Dagger and the Coin, as well as being involved in the Expanse series. So this guy has a super awesome resume, and it's cool to me that they're already saying that, oh yeah, this is going to be happening, and they have a release date. The new novel will be published February 2021 by Orbit, so that's a pretty far off release date, but nice, happy to see it. Cool. Let me know in the comments down below, should I get more into his previous works? Because I'm making my way through The Expanse, but I've never picked up Long Price Quartet or Dagger and the Coin. Let me know if they should be worth my time right down there. Dude, there's just so many fantasy authors writing so many great things. It's really hard to stay up to date, even when it's your full-time job to do so. Like, and do you like Slavic fairy tale inspired fantasy? Well, then you should check out The Second Bell. This book is being marketed as kind of the standpoint of the Striga in the Witcher series, but obviously not taking place in the Witcher series and being entirely different, with the actual synopsis being, The Second Bell follows the story of a 19-year-old Sulka who was born with 2 hearts. She is branded a Striga and considered a demon who must live at the edge of the forest. She and her mother must leave society and live in squalor, and the Striga tribe they find share the human belief that to follow the impulses of their other heart is dangerous and invites unspoken horrors and ruin unto them all. But Sulka is a headstrong and independent young woman, and when she finds herself in a life-threatening situation, she is forced to explore the depths of her true nature and test the bounds between mother and child. The Second Bell will be published in March of 2021. I kind of like fairy tale fantasy. That seems like a pretty decent pitch. I don't know, I think I'll wait for people to get their hands on that one and let me know if I should check it out. Let's give my voice a little bit of a rest here. How's it going over in the Never Never, Green Daniel? Someone gave me this Roman coin and now I'm hearing voices in my head. That's amazing. Now, do you remember when I shared on Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, that little behind the scenes video for The Mandalorian that went over all the crazy new technology they used in creating that show? Well, if you are fascinated by that as I am, because holy crap, that was some impressive technology, Disney is going to be releasing on Disney Plus an entire series devoted devoted to the creation of The Mandalorian, going through episode by episode, and I will for sure be watching that. I actually find that even more exciting than Season 2 of The Mandalorian because I'm a big nerd. It'll premiere on May 4th, and I'm assuming we'll look into a lot of those technologies, the writing process, how they kind of brought it all together, because duh, it's a behind-the-scenes look in a show like this. And I don't know, now that we have a little bit of distance from The Mandalorian, how are you feeling about it in the comments down below? I'm roughly as positive as I was when I first saw it, if not a little bit more so, because I've been talking with my dad a little bit about it as he's been going through. I want to talk to him a little bit more about it. Dad, if you're watching, text me your latest thoughts if you kept watching it. But I also am a little bit tainted with that weirdly creepy new Yoda toy they put out. I don't think they did not nail that release for me. Just flat out, just put a number in the comment section, just 1 through 10, and let me know, and I'll get the average rating of The Mandalorian that way. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, if you don't mind, just 1 through 10. Put where you feel The Mandalorian falls. And if you have been as excited for Amazon's upcoming New World game as I have been, you'll be thrilled to hear they released a gameplay trailer, which is going over a lot of the actual combat system within the game. It's a nice little article. I don't know. I kind of am as excited for this as I think I'm gonna get. I don't know if I'm super pumped. I know that I just want to drink more of my tea, and my voice is rapidly disappearing here. Can you hear that? We need to get this wrapped up and done. It is currently rumored, and this is stemming from metadata on the company's website, that Crysis will be remastered for the PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch, which immediately all the comments I'm seeing on this are, how in the world could Switch possibly run it? Well, the same way that Switch ran Witcher 3. You just make the frame rate extremely low, and then you also make it blurry, and there you go. You basically get your diet version of the game. The Switch can run it if you just make it runnable for the Switch. It's not that the Switch has incredible hardware. Don't get me wrong, it actually kind of does. But no, the Switch is not going to be able to run this in like its full remastered capacity. I promise you that. There's just absolutely not a shot in hell that'll be occurring. Take it as a former software engineer here. That's not going to happen, boy. I really do love my Switch. It's just physically not going to be able to run a remastered version of Crysis. We have 2 shows coming to HBO from Bad Robot, both of which I'm fairly interested in. The first one is going to be a Justice League Dark TV show, and this I'm actually excited for DC. Seeing DC get a new direction to go in while their cinematic universe slowly decays is just exactly what needs to happen, in my opinion. Let the movies stop. After the new Wonder Woman, let's just end it. For the love of God, end it on a high note for y'all, because I'm sure Wonder Woman will do well. It has 80s nostalgia and Wonder Woman in one movie. It's gonna perform. And Justice League Dark is kind of an angle that Marvel can't come at with their established MCU. It's this more mature, grittier tone, and on HBO, that's exactly the audience who will be interested in something like that. And then we also have a TV show called Overlook coming to HBO from Bad Robot that's reportedly inspired by Stephen King's The Shining, as well as Duster. I don't know what Duster is. Apparently it's something that J.J. Abrams liked. But once again, cool. If it's inspired by Stephen King's The Shining, I mean, I'm a Stephen King nerd. I'm gonna watch the pilot just to be like, yes, this is inspired by Stephen King's The Shining, yes, because I'm a giant-ass nerd. We covered that already. How have you not understood? And speaking of adaptations, which apparently we're covering quite heavily today in fantasy news, a Myst adaptation is coming down the road from the writer of Thor and X-Men First Class. For those of you unaware, from the article it says, Myst was first released in 1993 and is a first-person graphic adventure game with a rich narrative history, though it focuses on a woman named Anna and her brilliant grandson Atreus. When Anna discovers the Denis civilization in a cavern deep below the New Mexican desert, she triggers a world-shaping set of events, as the Denis have the unique ability to write books that link to other worlds. It's that ability and the ensuing fallout that serves as the catalyst for the Myst franchise. That's pretty cool. I think I've seen something similar to that. Isn't that something like Inkheart had a very similar premise? Whatever, I'm sure this will be better than whatever that was. So yes, if you're a Myst fan who was a big fan of it back in 1993, this is probably a new story that's making you jump up and down in excitement. For the majority of my audience who probably never played that game and doesn't care, next news. And I want to end on a positive note here. A really awesome story was sent in that just kind of gave me warm fuzzies, and that is there is a creator auction to raise money for comic book stores going on right now with the hashtag Creators for Comics. A lot of comic book stores are actually small businesses that are really struggling during this time, so we're seeing all kinds of people involved in the industry come together and have this let's raise money for these smaller businesses charity auction, where you can either donate flat out or you can be involved in bidding for some rare collectible comic book artifacts that these people involved are in ownership of. This will be everything from signed books to unique art. And if you want to be involved or just donate, check out the hashtag #CreatorsForComics. Brilliant. I love seeing this. Everyone helping each other out in these times is just heartwarming, and I don't know, I love it. It makes me feel good. Let me know your favorite story. Let's be honest, it's the Rhythm of War cover. I'm gonna throw it up again. Look at it. Stormblade Archive 4, most people here's favorite story. Let's be honest, we're all pretty pumped about that, and November can't come fast enough. Also, I forgot to mention, and those of you who stick around at the end of the video get a little bonus treat here, you can order Stormblade Archive 4 right now, signed edition through the links they have, and yeah, I don't think they're sold out yet, at least at the time of recording this, so if you'd want to go get a signed Brandon Sanderson Stormlight Archive 4 first edition, go ahead and check out that link right down there, and they'll have a bunch of them there for you. See how I kept something special for the people at the end? I like to reward you guys. You're my loyals. You're the people who help me in the analytics the most. I love you. Okay, I'm gonna end the video now. Peace! Wait, no, I need to say the things. Like and subscribe, hit the Patreon. Okay, peace! And of course, I'd like to record a special shout out to my latest high-tier Patreon, JC Strobel. Thank you so much for the support. I'm sorry I'm a little bit behind on Patreon messages, guys. I have like 200 Instagram DMs I have to get to as well. It's just the current state of affairs having to put out the back to daily content. I will catch up eventually. I promise. I'm actually ahead on the video schedule right now, so that should be taking place soon. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.